Hello everybody, it is MAGMA, and today we're going to go ahead and do an episode on how do I choose my LEGO sets. Now, for those of you who aren't aware, now there is a little bit of a brainstorming and thing that goes before buying each set. Now this brainstorming is not true or doesn't apply for battle packs, because battle packs are just something that I kind of need to get every time. But out of that, let's have a brainstorming and have a look at how do I choose my LEGO sets. Now, this could be literally $20 or more on top. This applies for the sets that go over $100 sometimes, maybe sometimes only $30. I don't just buy like this and spend my money on sets that I don't know if they will apply to me, if they will be good for me, if I will enjoy them, and if they will look good in my collection. Now there are a few categories which I want to mention that we will be looking at, and here they are. So first, the set has to be good looking. It has to look good, and this depends really on every single person, but I'll get into each one of these deeper in a second. So it has to be good looking, it has to be appealing for me, it has to be collectible, or it needs to have a legacy type of thing. The minifigures, or I'll give you guys a personal thoughts on the minifigures. It has to be themed correctly, the set must be desired, and I need to be convinced by LEGO and sometimes other YouTubers, or sometimes LEGO itself. So I need to be convinced. So let's get straight into this video. Let's start off with the first category, good looking. So the set has to look good for me to actually want to go ahead and buy one. I have to go, oh, this is a set I kind of want to get, and it has to be good looking. Now this depends on every single type of person. For me, the set that looks the best in the LEGO Star Wars, entire LEGO Star Wars, it is the Republic Cruiser from 2007. Now that set just looks amazing, it's good looking for me, and so on. But then there's sets that don't look just as great. For example, I'm looking over and I'm thinking of the Hyena Droid Bomber, or the Jack 14 Starfighter. Those are sets that they don't look that good to me, but now this is a personal opinion. The looking good category always is going to depend on each one and each individual, because it's up to their standards and likings. Now let's go on to the second category. So the set has to be appealing for me, and when I'm saying appealing, this means that I'm much more drawn towards a Star Destroyer than a microfighter. I'm much more drawn towards a nice LEGO set that has some cool minifigures eventually, than comparing it to a little $10 microfighter, which maybe the figure's cool and the build will be built, reviewed, unbuilt, and packed with my pieces and never done anything with it again. For example, in front of me I have the Microfighter Republic gunship. This one is a horrible build, and I have never done anything with it except used the minifigure. So that's what I mean when I'm saying appealing. So the set has to be collectible. Collectible, this one is kind of iffy because it depends on you. For example, some sets have a legacy, or they kind of have legacy. For example, when I see a Hailfire droid being released, since I really love that vehicle, I'm always going to go and say, oh, I need to get the new Hailfire droid to complete the collection, or to have all of them. And that's what I mean by collectible. You know, you have to collect the sets. And sometimes it can also be new. And when LEGO makes a brand new set, or releases a brand new set that they've never made this vehicle, this ship, this place, they've never done this in LEGO before, then that's also collectible, because it's the first time they're doing this vehicle, and you kind of want to go and get it. So that's what I mean by collectible. It kind of has to be collectible. Sometimes that's what draws me into getting some of the sets, especially the ones where they're making a brand new set that they've never done before. That's what draws me towards that LEGO set. So the minifigures for me don't really matter, and that is something that I kind of need to I feel like I should spread the word. Not that they don't matter at all. Of course, minifigures are amazing and they're what makes the set sometimes, but for me, if the set looks cool enough for me to want to have the vehicle or the ship, the minifigures immediately don't matter. For example, the Republic frigate or the new assault carrier. those sets, they don't have any desirable minifigures which I'm gonna go for and buy the set to get that minifigure. If I would really want that minifigure, I would buy it separately off second or third party sellers. So when I bought the Republic frigate, I got it with the figures, but I never really wanted the figures. I got them because, well, cool, I got the figures, but otherwise they're no real big interest for me. The minifigures rarely make my choice on whether I should buy a set. The only reason or moments when they do affect the set is when the set is $20 or less. I feel like sometimes for $5 more I get the entire set. It's the same thing. Some sets need to be themed correctly, and for example, the Clone Wars sets, those were nicely themed. You could definitely tell definitely tell them apart from other sets, and you would recognize them in everything released every year. Now, the set has to be themed correctly. They can't just release a set and tell me, oh, this is from the Yoda Chronicles or this is from that movie. The set, I need to know where the set comes from and understand which vehicle it is. I cannot just buy, for example, some of the Yoda Chronicle set. I did buy the that Jedi Scout Fighter, but I understood where it came from. I cannot just buy a set and have no idea on what the ship is, where it is. It doesn't draw me into buying the set, and the minifigures do not change my opinion on that. So next up, the set must be desired, and this one is actually it kind of depends on you and your wishes for the set, but it has to be a desired set. For example, in 2015, the Imperial Shuttle was released, and I immediately got my hold of it because this is a set that a lot of fans has been desiring to have in their collection, a new model, new edition of it. People wanted that set, and the same thing for me. I wanted that set, so I need to want a set to go and buy it. And you kind of need to want it before they release it. You need to say, oh, hopefully one year they'll release that set, and that year when they do release it, that's when you go and get it immediately. So sometimes some of the sets which are more expensive, for example the UCS Slave one, you need to desire the set before you go and spend all your money on that set. And last but not least, this one is very important. I need to be convinced. Now I need to be convinced by some of the fans, the LEGO community on YouTube, on forums. I need to be convinced by them and telling me that yes, they've bought the set and they are going to recommend this set. If the set has been barely released and I am the first one to get this set because I thought it was going to be a good set, well, then it's kind of up to me to give opinions to some of you guys, and that's where reviews come in handy. And that's what I basically do in the MAGMA Series channel. I review sets for you guys to enjoy it and say, hey, I should go and get that set. And the sets that I don't get and that I barely ever mention of, or sometimes I only do in weekly updates, then those are the sets that I'm kind of saying, don't go for those. Those are not the best sets in my opinion. And that's what I want to stay at in this part, is this is my opinion, of course. So yeah. So sets need to convince me. LEGO has to convince me that their product is good, that their price is what I should pay for that LEGO, even though they are very, very expensive. And yeah, I just really need to be convinced by the community, by LEGO themselves, and by the product. When I see the product in stores, I need to look at it and say, hey, this makes me want to buy it, and this is where the box art and the prices come in. So that is it for convinced. So while we're at convinced, I did want to mention one thing. For example, these brand new, as the time I'm making this video, LEGO has released or showed us images of all the brand new September 2015 episode 7 sets. Now those are exciting, of course. I'm not going to deny it that it's exciting that LEGO is releasing all these sets, but they're not convincing because I don't know where the ship comes from, I don't know what's their use, and I don't know anything about them. So this is not, since the movie has not been released yet, I'm not convinced in buying any of these sets. And that's the biggest problem with this line that they're releasing right now. I have no interest in going and buying these sets if I don't even know anything about them. So yeah, so that's a little message I wanted to make in the convinced section. So that was the episode on how I choose my LEGO sets. So then I go to the store, take out my wallet, choose the set on the stores banks, and I just bring it up to the cashier, pay. Sometimes I've already made my decision, sometimes it's last minute choice, and I'm like, you know what, this isn't for me, and so on. So that's how I choose my Lego sets, guys. I thought it would be nice to share this with you so that sometimes you guys could think back on this video and maybe rethink on which sets to get, or sometimes convince you to take out the wallet and make yourself a bit happy. So guys, that is it for this kind of video, little episode. Hope you guys did enjoy this. Please give me some feedback in the comment section below on this episode. What are your thoughts? How do you guys choose your Lego sets? And I'll see you guys next time here on the MAGMA channel. Bye bye.